Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So, I've been trying to film this. I did film this video of one of my new decks that I got yesterday on March 4, 2022. I don't know what it is about this new phone, but for some reason, every third or fourth video, it stays sideways for some reason. I can't get it to rotate. When I do and I upload, for some reason, YouTube will not accept the edited version of the video. It only accepts the original. I've tried everything to get this to upload. So I'm refilming it because, and I've already done the walkthrough in the original video. So this is just, the unboxing. So this is just a walkthrough of this deck. So this, if you're wondering, this is the Gaian Tarot, Healing the Earth, Healing our tarot, Ourselves Tarot. It's pretty cool. It's got, this is the book. It's humongous, as are the cards. It's got all this information about the cards. It's got like 4 pages of each card. And the deck was published by Joanna Powell Colbert. That's the world card on the cover of the book. It comes in a great 2-part box. It is published by Schiffer. Where is it at? I saw it yesterday. Schiffer. Says Gaia, Mother Nature. It's a primal Greek goddess said by ancients to have given birth to the sky, sea, mountains, and all of creation. The beautiful 78-card contemporary and mythical tarot set with accompanying spiritual guide has a focus on the healing of the earth and of the self. The major arcana cards represent 22 soul lessons and archetypes that grew out of the religious and mystical worldview of Renaissance Europe. The minors illustrate elements, numbers, and people. Interpretations include uprights and reverse divinatory meanings, themes, exercises, symbolism, journal questions, affirmations, and 10 spreads. Sometimes the cards illustrate part of the world we live in, sometimes they show the realms of spirit, and sometimes they inhabit the borderlines between the two. Gaian spirituality understands that humans, plants, animals, stones, and stars are all inextricably linked. When one strand is pulled, the entire web is affected, especially intended for those who practice earth-centered spirituality. And I've been, this and the other deck that I already uploaded is, and then if you open the box, sorry, it's got a little ribbon here. I'm on the wrong side. It gives, the inside gives information on Joanna Nelson herself, or Joanna Colbert, sorry, and then it's got a 2-part box where the cards went. If you have the Bonfire Tarot, it's just like that, the boxes. And these are published by Schiffer. They are silver gilded. They're humongous cards. They're the same cardstock as the Tarot of the She, which is also published by Schiffer. I don't understand. This is a 2nd edition. You can't find the 1st edition anywhere. I've tried. Because I didn't want to cut the gilding off because I don't understand the 2 borders. the images are coming out of the white border. And I get if you want a little thin white border to overcompensate for the images coming out of the picture, that's cool. But to have 2 borders, that's a little redundant. I prefer no borders on my decks. And I will have to trim this one probably and get the silver gilding off. That is a little cutting as well. It's a little sharp gilding because the cards are so huge I can't shuffle them. And I have like medium-sized hands. I can shuffle pretty much any deck. I can't shuffle this one. I can do it this way if I hold them upright and then do it that way, but barely. So yeah, it's ridiculous how big they are. And I just don't understand the borders. Like, the 1st edition had the white border, and then the 2nd edition you add borders. I don't get it. They should have just took the borders off altogether, in my opinion, because the images are gorgeous. They don't need a border. I do like that the images come out of the photo a little bit. So, yeah. The other thing is and I already got dirt on that one. Some kind of sticky stuff there. All the majors are renamed. The minors are earth, air, fire, water. And then like everything is renamed. So, except the magician, I think, and strength. There's a couple in there that hasn't been renamed, but most of the deck has been renamed. But the book is great, and we'll get into that in a minute. So here we have the seeker or the fool going on a journey, and I like that there's a fox there instead of the dog. And then we got birds here in the distance. These images are beautiful. I love this magician. The Native American feel, it's amazing. And the good thing about this is when I first did these cards, they were very sticky because of the gilding. So now that I've went through them and kind of shuffled them, they're not sticky anymore. So after that initial shuffle and moving around, they're fine. Then we have the Priestess for number 2, or the High Priestess. I love all these animals around her. And she's holding the pomegranate in her hand. A nod to Rider-Waite-Smith. I love this Empress or the Gardener. Look at the bunny and the abundance. Ah, it's gorgeous. For the Builder, or the Emperor. Love that. And we have number 5, the Teacher, or the Hierophant. I don't normally like a Hierophant card, but this one is right up there. It's probably number top 3 on my list. And we'll see, because this is the card I pulled when I semi-shuffled yesterday. So I'm going to still go over this card with you guys and see how the book reads with it. It's amazing. And I'm going to leave that out. Number 6, the Lovers. I love that there's body diversity in this too. I love this canoe. The Chariot is my soul card. I love the fact that it's, to me, there's still movement, but it's slow moving. It's slowed down to where you're still moving in a certain direction, but you're doing it slower and taking your time. And I like that concept, that you don't have to rush everywhere, as most of my decks have that in the Chariot, this rushing feeling. Strength. I love this Hermit. I love this wolf in the sky, and he's very contemplative, which is how I normally see the Hermit. So I love that. 10, the Wheel. That wasn't the World, it was the Wheel on the front cover. 11, Justice. I love this, the heart and the feather. I always think of the head and heart, because the feather, air, swords, head. And I've got that message for a very long time now. Needs to be a balance struck between the head and heart, and I love that in the Justice card. The Hangman, or the Tree. I love that she's upside down. I love that her clothes are the clouds in the sky. That's awesome. And then here it looks like the sky, but it's like water. Death. I love this card. Like, I love this Death card. I don't know why, and I probably need to sit with it for a while, but I love this card. Temperance. Gorgeous colors. Bindweed. Death card. That's beautiful as well. And it gives me some kind of feels too, even though I don't understand it completely. So I'm going to have to look into that card as well. And then we have Lightning, or the Tower card. And I love that it has these people falling from an unknown source. It's interesting. Star, beautiful. The Moon, gorgeous. I love the phases of the moon. I love the wolf. I love the owl. It works for me. The Sun, beautiful. And Awakening, I love this Judgment card. I love the face in the sky watching over. And then the World, it's like the sun is holding the world. And that makes sense to me, considering that, without our sun, we wouldn't have our world. So that's cool. And then there's the 4 animals in the corners. It's awesome. So now we're moved on to the minors, and It does aces, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, all clumped together. So here we have the ace of air or swords, and I did look it up. It is the same correlation. We have the ace of fire, and I don't know if that's a snake or not, but it freaks me out. So moving right along. So ace of water, ace of earth, which is pentacles. So we have 2 of air, swords, 2 of fire or wands, 2 of water or cups, and 2 of earth or pentacles. 3 of air, 3 of fire. Love these colors. This deck is gorgeous. 3 of water. And there's a couple other decks this reminds me of, but that I've had kind of on my wish list, but this one I think overrode those. So I don't think I need any other decks like this now. 3 of earth. You have 4 of air, 4 of fire, 4 of water, and the 4 of earth, and that's gorgeous. Fall is my favorite time of year because of the colors. It's beautiful. 5 of air, 5 of fire, gorgeous. 5 of water, I love this 5 of water. I've seen this in other walkthroughs, and it's not to me so much as he's missing out. He's literally taking the time to be still and be silent, and I love that this deck, there's a lot of stillness in it, and I need that in my life desperately. And I think that's why this deck, as soon as I saw it a few weeks ago, quickly shot to I need this deck in my life, because it's here to teach me. Already I know it's here to teach me how to be still and quiet my mind and quiet things down, and I love that energy of this deck. And then the 5 of earth, again, there's this quiet moment there. 6 of air. See, even this is like, it's taking the time to be zen and be, this deck feels to me like a lazy river, and I'm just floating along in it. It's very watery to me as well. 6 of fire and 6 of water. Of course, this is the image of what I picture when I see this deck. This just therapy in the water. And I'm not really too keen on cups cards or anything like that, but this one is very watery to me and very slow moving, which I find interesting. And we have 6 of earth. We have 7 of air, 7 of fire, 7 of water, and 7 of earth. 8 of air, 8 of fire, beautiful. 8 of water, and the 8 of earth. We have the 9 of air, 9 of fire, 9 of water, and the 9 of earth, and that is the creator of the deck. But it's a beautiful card. Then we have the 10 of air, and that's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. 10 of fire. Beautiful. But it gives me feels. 10 of water. This one also gives me feels. It's just all these skeletons. It's just weird. It's interesting. And the 10 of earth. And we have the child of air. That's beautiful. Child of fire. Child of water. And child of earth. Gorgeous bunny. We have the explorer of air. Explorer of fire. Beautiful with the salamander. Explorer of water. The dolphin. And explorer of earth. And this almost looks like a ghost deer. It's weird, but it's cool. I love the forest here. The guardian of air. The guardians are all beautiful, I think. And there's this, again, it's this suit of swords. It's the, I feel like she's in a Zen moment. She's got her singing bowl. She's up in the mountains by herself. It's very slow moving and quiet and calm and peaceful. Guardian of Fire, the bobcat and the moon. Guardian of Water, again, with the peacefulness. And the turtle, I love the sea turtle and the shell. And then the Guardian of Earth. Love the horse back here. We have the Elder of Air, the Elder of Fire, Elder of Water, that's gorgeous. And then the Elder of Earth. Beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And I didn't want to have to trim it, but I realized yesterday I'm going to have to, even though it's got this cool silver gilding. It's just way too big. I'm going to have to figure out. I did see a recent walkthrough, or not walkthrough, but a video of Boho Tarot's video where she trimmed this deck, and I may do the exact thing she's doing. But let's go into the book and look at the card I originally pulled from this deck, which is the Hierophant. And it's funny because when I pulled it yesterday, I went literally right to it in the book. I'm not going to read all the stuff I read yesterday, but actually I will. Let me get a drink. It has a couple of different pages. There's a thumbnail colored photo. It actually gives you the symbols of everything in the picture. There's journal questions, a lot of them. And then there's an affirmation. And then it goes on. So it's literally like 4 pages here. But they do different things in the each thing is a different thing. Deepen your understanding of the teacher. Affirmations. And then there's questions up here. What did my own father teach me? How am I like him? Affirmation, I wield my power with wisdom, based on discipline, knowledge, and respect for all that is. And it literally goes through. I'm not going to read all the stuff I read yesterday. It literally goes through, and everything in this image is the Hierophant. Like the heron is a teacher. The coyote is a teacher, and it is a coyote. The dandelions is there to teach you something. He's there to teach you something. The tree behind you is there to teach you something. And I find that quite interesting that if you sit and immerse yourself in this environment, you can be the student or the teacher, and it's depending on what perspective you're in. And I think that's a lovely, lovely idea. And then it says, when you get this card in a reading, it may be a signal that a spiritual teacher will soon appear in your life, or you may be ready to become a teacher to others. It may be that this teacher will appear in disguise as the weeds that grow along the roadside, or a heron feeding in the mud flats at low tide. The natural world around you has some of the most profound spiritual teachings you will ever encounter. Perhaps it is time to get to know your place on this earth in a more intimate manner. And I've been getting this a lot lately, where I'm like getting this vibe of just dive deep, immerse yourself in your surroundings. Do you know the names of native plants in your area and how the indigenous people used them? Do you know how to interpret the different calls and songs of the birds in your neighborhood? Do you know where the sun rises and sets on the horizon in summer and in winter? The teacher calls you to become intimately acquainted with the natural world and the place where you live as part of your spiritual practice. And I love that. And again, it's like the coyote is a trickster. Do you have this trickster energy? Or the cypress is tall and strong. Do you have that quality as well? And I find that very interesting in this deck. But yeah, that is my latest deck. I can't wait to dive into it a little deeper. That is the Gaian Tarot. And these are the backs. If you guys have this deck, use this deck, have trimmed this deck, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.